let me take you to this moment. So it's 8 balls, 6 runs to defend against the great Australia at Brisbane, right? And in your book, I mean, you give precise details. I felt reading that chapter like I was there in Brisbane,
Yeah.
ball by ball
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah.
And you describe it as fever pitch atmosphere,
Yes.
chilling, nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Tell me, so is this one of the greatest moments you have experienced on the cricket field?
Yes. Most definitely. Um, you know, it was such a great match. So um, um, I call him Gary because they're so friendly
Yeah.
that I always forget. So Gary, his innings was fantastic. You know, at that thing. O'Neill, he came out and made a big century, 160 or so, and he was the last man out. And the thing about it is that so Don Bradman was the manager of the team, and he wanted to have good cricket, you know, and he wanted the people not to have the same thing that happened a year ago against England
Right.
when they had a dreary test of matches.
Mm.
And the fact that Frank Worrell was of the same opinion, and the Australian captain, um, Beno, that I remember he spoke to them for only 2 minutes before they went out. So I asked the captain, what did he say? And he said that he hoped that we would both teams play, attractive cricket.
Yeah.
He's sure that the West Indies will do it. And he says, I have had, the I've talked to the captain from my side, and we want to have this. So that happened, but Joe Solomon was one of these cricketers that, you have to he's not one like a real West Indian that will go out and, and do that. But the thing is that Joe, you probably would not think he's 20, but he's 80, that sort of thing. And he was a very good fielder, as most people found out, And in that match, well, I did, quite well. I think I got 9 wickets in the match, and should have got about 11, but it was my fault. We were coming to the end there, and we did well. We gave them the runs 230, I think it was, to bat, and I got the first 4 wickets, and it felt good, and we were thinking that we would win the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the captain, Beno, and Davison, oh, I never see anything like that. They batted so well, and on the verge of winning the thing just before tea. And Beno called for a run,
Yeah.
and Joe Solomon, they don't talk about this one,
Yeah.
Joe Solomon moved in, and with, when a fella picks up a ball and throw it in with the same action,
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Yeah.
And the batsman couldn't believe that a fella could do that. So at tea, now you had time to talk about it, and it came to a time when they had 6, as you said. Don't forget, the overs were 8-ball overs in Australia, and that is not easy to do, And it came to the point that Sir Garfield Sobers bowled the second last over, and we came to the last over, as you said. And the first ball I bowled, it was a pretty quick ball, because my position was this. If I am running in, and I might have a long run, and then when I get to the 18-yard box, if I am feeling, it's a good thing to have a good feeling when you're running at that pace, and you could go on further. If I'm doing that, I'm going to be short. And if I'm struggling there, I will try to tidy up and try to be defensive, right? So we had this. I bowled the the first ball that wrote, a very fast ball, but he was hitting the groin, and he was so hurt. It was so hurtful that he was sort of moving back to the stumps, like, you know. And Benno now wants to get down there and run down to him. Fortunately for him, everybody is, you know, nobody's near the bat to take the ball and run him up, because you want to, you know, defend all the areas. 8 runs for one, for you know, for eight balls at 6 runs. You reckon you got to defend.
Yes.
So when that happened, Benno ran down and Grout, while Benno ran, he limped. He was, you know, hurt very badly. And it meant then that the 7 balls, 7 runs, and that Benno was batting. I had it in my mind that Benno would try to hit me for 4, because if he does, it means that you know, there will be these favorites, because they will now not have 8 runs, but they will only have 7 runs in 6 balls.
Yes.
So he must win. So Frank World came to tell me, look, do not bowl a bouncer. Whatever you do, don't bowl a bouncer. I said, oh, Skipper, I'll never do that. You know that. I wouldn't disobey you at all, no. But when I got there, I feel I was floating, you know, at the 50, at the 80. I don't know, I can't explain it, but I've been bowling so long, but at this one, I hit the ground, and I thought I was floating, like, you know, and I said, there's no way I'm going to bowl a sharp ball, a ball pitched up. And I bowled this big bouncer, and he hooked, and it took just the, you know, just hit here, you know, and Alexander went up very high in the air to get it. And I turned around, oh, Skipper, we've got him. He said, what did I tell you? I said, nothing, you didn't say anything to me. He wasn't pleased at that either. So, you know, he came back after, for the next ball, he came back and said, Wes, I'm so sorry, you know, but I really wanted you to do that. I said, but the man is out, you know. So he said, all right. And that happened. The balance of, you know, is very well recorded, but it went to the point that it is surprising how in 8 balls you can go as favorites, and then you're not favorites, and then you're favorites again. Simply because, well, I wouldn't go to every ball, but I'll tell you, I knew that the wicketkeeper, I knew that he was batting and he was trying to hit a 6 or 2, and I decided that I would pitch the ball right up to him, you know. And when he realized that it wasn't short, he then defended himself by getting the bat under it, you know, and he hit it like that. So the ball went, we could say a mile in the air, you know. And I have never really found out what happened to me that day. I mean, there were 3 or 4 men around, you know, and Kenai was there waiting for it, right so high. He was there, and somehow I didn't see anybody. I said, I gotta go for it, and I went for it. I caught the ball here, but he's a short man, and hit my hand, my elbow, and the ball came out of my hand. Now I had to go and run for the ball, but, you know, so they didn't get 2. And I said, oh, the good Lord has left us. He said, the good Lord has left us, and he told me something that was not, you know, complimentary. That was not complimentary to my mother nor father. But I said to him, you're right. I feel that way. Whatever you call me, you know. And great friend of mine, you know. And that's what happened. Then the last ball, 1 run to win, because they're equal. And the thing about that is that nobody really knew what was happening, you know, from the point of view of winning. So we thought we would win outright if we don't get him out. And if they got a run, everybody knew that they would win. And I bowled this ball, and the leg stump, and the line played forward, and it went to Joe. Now, the thing about that is that Joe was wide. He had put him wide, And apparently, um, he had this notion of if he wants you to move after he put you there, he would just do that during his hand. And he did that, and I realized that he had gone. So when the batsman played, the last time he saw me was at square, and now the man is at my leg. So by coming that way, he can only see one stump. If he was square, you see all three. You see, but now he's only going to see one stump because the stump is there, and he's picking up the ball there. One stump he went, and it was. It's the greatest moment I could think in cricket.
Yes, yes.
You know, I don't think many people could do that. And the good thing about that, though, is that both teams stayed at the ground till 10 o'clock. The game finished about 5:30 or so. That they brought food from the we ate together, you know, drank together, and for the tour, for the entire tour, you know, that was the position that both teams played cricket, the greatest cricket you could see, and yet they were friendly. You know, they never had any sledging or anything like that, and I don't think that cricket might. They would probably go beyond that in making more runs and more wickets and but from two teams that really really meant it, you know, that they just loved it, and that's it.
Yeah,